Hello and Happy New Year, everybody. Ed0626. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Today, it is the first video of the year for yours truly, so let's make it a good one, shall we? Be sure to leave a like, subscribe for more, put notifications on, and of course, check out all of my links, including my podcasts, and so on and so forth, in the description below. As for the gameplay today, I got some Battlefield 5 Conquest on Devastation with my buddy Hollow. This gameplay was pretty goddamn epic. I had a couple of good moments in there, and of course I took a couple of really bad deaths as well, but it was still a fantastic gameplay. You know, you never really appreciate certain games until you go back to them ever so often. I think Battlefield 5 is one of those games where I can go back and actually truly appreciate just how decent it actually was. I know in its heyday I wasn't really that appreciative of it. I thought it was a decent game, thought it offered some decent things in there. Some of the maps were fantastic, and now when I go back to it, it feels like I just have a good time. And I can say that more so for other games I've played in the past that I go back to. But today we are not focusing on the past, we are focusing on the present and immediate future for 2023. Now, to be honest with you, the more I think about doing New Year's resolutions, and maybe this is just me becoming very bitter as I get older, but I kind of think New Year's resolutions are kind of bullshit now. I don't know what it is, but I feel like there are certain things when people give out their New Year's resolutions that I feel like they're lying to themselves or are trying to hype themselves up to be something more than what they actually are. Because let's be honest, no one really actually changes year to year. They don't change the habits that they have. They don't change their mindsets. They don't change their thought processes. And then when they complain about it, how this year sucked for them, they didn't really hold themselves to that standard that they have in the beginning of the year, or that they think they have for themselves. As for me, well, I'm going to try and list off a couple of resolutions. We'll see what happens. Normally, I kind of get into stuff with the channel and what the resolutions I have for that are, and I've talked about this in the past. Listen, at this rate, I enjoy making videos. Whether or not videos get popular, it is what it is. I'm at the mercy of the YouTube algorithm. I don't really know how to market stuff all that much, so I can't really complain about when videos don't perform the way I want them to. But if you enjoy the videos, I appreciate it. Because let's be honest, over the last year or so, since I started making videos a little bit differently, I noticed that the quality is great. I just need to get the reach better, and that's something maybe I can work on a little bit better for the future, but the algorithm changes so much that it's really hard to gauge. I will say this much, though, as far as the Edge0626 quote-unquote brand goes, one thing I definitely did apply last year was streaming, and unfortunately there were times where I wanted to stream, but I couldn't, or at least not as much as I would have liked to, but I did finally take the steps to actually go out and do it this time around. So my goal this year is to try and do that a little bit more, hopefully when I have the time, because as we all know, my schedule is absolutely ridiculous sometimes, and that free time is more or less spent doing other things. But I did have a good time streaming with some of you guys who were in the chat, and I did have a great time playing with my friends and being able to create the stream highlight videos that I've been creating, because I still have so much gameplay left over from summer streams that, of course, I'm going to post it eventually if I really need to make content for the channel, and I hope that you guys appreciate that, and I hope that you check those videos out, because sometimes there are some ridiculous parts in them. As for professional goals and resolutions, the one thing that I really want to do personally is advance my career. I talk a lot about my work and my schedules and stuff like that, and I kind of whine, bitch, and moan, but this year I really feel like I have the potential to finally change that from being at the mercy of somebody else's schedule and somebody else's doing, and instead kind of creating my own schedule and being able to have the benefits I want from work instead of just working part-time willy-nilly all the time. So that's just something that I have set for myself. This past year, I took a lot of steps to advance something like that and get back into the broadcasting industry specifically. And I think in a lot of ways, I made a lot of strides, but I still have a lot of work to go. So this year is going to be taking those steps to advance that career in a bunch of different ways. There's a couple different opportunities I have available to me, and of course I can always go look for other opportunities outside of the company I work for currently. Speaking of opportunities outside of work, another thing that I basically treat as a job but doesn't pay me nearly as much is my podcasting work. As you all know, I have two podcasts, 69 Whiskey and the Bromigos podcast. The goal for both of them are the same: continue to grow the brands, the audiences, and in doing so, hopefully, finally, monetize at least one of them. 69 Whiskey is a little bit older than Bromigos, so I kind of expect it to happen for that one a little bit sooner. But nonetheless, there's no reason why both shows can't succeed this year, in my honest opinion. But they can't succeed without your support. So, of course, like I said, check out the links in the description. If you like the shows, that's great. If you don't like the shows, that's totally fine. I respect everybody's opinions. And of course, I always respect valid criticisms for how myself and my partners can make the respective shows better. And perhaps the most important resolution I have for myself this year is be able to take my shirt off at the beach. That's right, Operation Jacked and Juicy is now once again in full effect, and this time I'm going to make it happen. The last year or so, maybe more, has kind of really affected my confidence and, body image, for lack of better terms, and I'm not trying to make a fucking sob story out of it. A lot of it is my doing, and the reason why I haven't reached the goals I want to reach is because of me. So this year, I'm kind of putting all the excuses to the side, saying, fuck that. Let's work as hard as we can to look as good as we can, at least for the summer, and just kind of apply what I've been learning from a bunch of different bodybuilders, fitness personalities. Some of them are humorous. Some of them, I don't take the advice too seriously, but there are others that I follow that I actually respect their advice a lot, and I'm going to try to apply in my own training. And that's kind of it, ladies and gentlemen. That's really all I have for resolutions for myself. I hope that you enjoy this kind of video. I know I do this every year or so. But really, I really think that this year I can achieve a lot of what I have written down on my phone and I'm reading off to you guys. So I hope that you continue to support me in these endeavors. And with that being said, probably the most important resolution that I want to bestow upon all of you is as follows. Take care of yourselves, and most importantly, take care of each other. Have a great day, everybody. Peace out.